when it comes to RSPs, regardless if it's at the bank, if it's at an insurance company, generally, it's generally protected. But TFSA, you don't have that same protection unless it is in a segregated fund.
Welcome to another episode here of our TFT podcast series. That's right, rebranding and everything in 2025. We're happy to be here with you. My makeup artist told me I need to go without my glasses today, so that's what I'm doing. So, how have you been, Pierre? How are things?
See, I'm going without hair. That's what my makeup artist told me for 2025, right?
That's right. So you're continuing with your trend from 2024. Mm-hmm. Just ensuring that you stay
consistent.
Consistent.
That's right. The key theme.
Speaking of consistency, so you're consistently up to date with your sports, even in the winter, in the summer. If you're not golfing, if you can't play the sport, you watch the sport.
That is correct. Correct.
So what did you do over the weekend? We were talking off air that you did some. You watched some American football.
American football as opposed to soccer.
So you watched rugby. Okay.
Next is cricket, but it's funny. It's funny you mentioned that about football. I was watching the Philadelphia Eagles versus the Packers, and the Eagles won. But something happened during the game. I don't know if you know. I don't know if you know. Philadelphia fans or
the raucous crowd.
Yes, notoriously bad. But this one person went one step beyond bad in terms of the words and the way that he harassed these Packer fans, or really a Packers couple, not yet to be husband and wife, but this guy had his fiancée, and this Philadelphia fan took it upon himself to be belligerent, to be really obnoxious, and he said something to the lady that you should never say to someone, or anyone for that matter, out loud. But nowadays, before, you and I would have, those would have been fighting words.
That's okay if I take you
taking
down.
the old guy down, right?
Right. Go for the knees first.
Yeah, exactly. But nowadays, what do people do? Well, they take out their phone and they recorded this guy. And then with this cancel culture that we're in, unfortunately, the funny thing is, this guy, his daytime job, was a diversity and inclusion coach, right? So
he wasn't very inclusive.
No, not at all to our female members, and unfortunately, he lost his job.
After the video was published, and so they published the video online, or did they send it to the company that he worked?
So they published it online. So the boyfriend basically sent it to Packers Nation and said, "Could you help me find this guy?"
Right.
And this kind of grew like ghost bass.
So it went viral.
It went viral, exactly.
I gotta keep you up to date.
I know with my 1930s terms that I'm using. So of course it went all the way back to his job, and they found out this is not in line with our brand, and we want to disassociate ourselves with this guy. And this guy unfortunately lost his job.
So he lost his job.
That's right.
So for now.
Yes.
So what happens now if they decide to say, okay, you lost your job? He's apologized, I guess?
He's apologized, definitely.
But if that's not enough for the couple now, because the couple feels that they have the momentum, and they go after him and say, hey, we're going to see you in court for what you did, because we have the evidence.
Exactly.
What's going to happen there?
You know what? America is being so litigious, right, where they could sue you for almost anything. Yeah. Not only could he lose his job, he could lose his home, he could lose all of his assets and investments. Yeah. And that got me to thinking, could this happen here too? All right?
For sure, especially if, well, it won't happen to me because I won't imbibe in alcohol, but with you, every day, every weekend, after you finish with all your hard work,
Okay, but what happens if Guyana plays against Australian cricket? All right. A lot of words could be spoken.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. So I have to ensure that the people that I'm around, they're not going to just record me, right? And with Stephanie around, We don't have a chance.
We don't have a chance.
So we can't buy.
We can't. So with Stephanie around, we need to protect our assets,
That's
right? And it actually, gets me to thinking is that, a lot of people think that, if I get sued or, I'm not going to lose my assets. I have maybe very little assets, but no, your bank account could be gone, could be frozen. Right. And then people are thinking, okay, we always talk about investing, put into your TFSA and your RRSP. Well, there is the possibility that your TFSA, they could take money out of your TFSA. So it's shelter from
tax, but not from if you get sued.
That's correct. Yeah. Now, a way around that, right? Because there's kind of this kind of a rule of thumb, which basically says, right, if you've got money in a TFSA or registered product, RSP, RESP, you name it, within a year, if it's been there for at least a year, it's protected, right? Now, when it comes to RSPs, regardless if it's at the bank, if it's at an insurance company, it's generally protected. But TFSA, you don't have that same protection unless it is in a segregated fund.
So your answer to this, to protect yourself, is the segregated funds. And the reason because segregated funds are protected, it's because it's an insurance contract.
That is correct. That is correct.
There's named beneficiary there.
Exactly.
Therefore, it's protected.
So you could have a TFSA at the bank or with an insurance company, the same type of investments that you would have at the bank. You could have it with a licensed insurance advisors that could sell you a segregated fund, and you will have that extra added protection. So when you go out and start screaming into the streets of Toronto, you know that at the very least, your TFSA is protected if it's inside a segregated fund, which is basically the insurance version of a mutual fund.
Oh, excellent. So now I need to go call my team at TFT and let them get me some segregated funds.
You got it, Pontiac.
Oh my!
That's
goodness.
a 1930s.
Oh, what is he talking about? Oh, back in the day. Can we pull when we do the video? Can we pull that reference?
Yeah, we can.
We put a footnote. What is he talking about?
You got it, Pontiac.
I might scream at him right now. But segregated funds, protecting yourself with your investments, that makes sense, and also ensure when you invest in your RRSP, at least don't do anything bad for a year.
That is correct.
So that is what we want to be able to share with you today.
Yeah, because nowadays, right? One never know. We protect ourselves from illness. So this is just kind of an extra layer that you want to protect yourself from. You never know. You cut somebody off while driving,
especially
and you cause and you cause an accident.
Yeah.
There is the possibility of potential lawsuits.
Or you're on the golf course and then you
hit one in someone's yard instead of on the golf course, right? There's the potential for lawsuits.
Yeah. So that's what and it's also a good thing to start at the beginning of the year to start talking about this. We always talk about it at the start of the year. We want to invest our money. We want to ensure that our money makes money for us. Protecting it should not be an afterthought.
That is correct.
It should be at the very beginning. How can I protect my investments? And you're saying segregated funds.
Exactly.
And TF team, they're here to help you ensure that you're protecting your investments.
Yeah, there's other methods, but this is probably the cheapest way to do it without involving a lawyer and things like that.
So thank you so much for sharing today. I appreciate your story, though it took a sidetrack to 1930. But I thank you for sharing that with us, and we appreciate you coming on and helping us be better at our finances and even, protecting it, which we don't even think about. Thank you so much for coming on as always.
You're welcome. Anytime.
All right. Have a good one. That's another episode here at TF Team Podcast Series. We'll catch you on the next one.